The great lighthouse has been destroyed, and its sacred lanterns have been scattered throughout the sewers. The major factions and their barons of power fight to control the lanterns and ward off an ancient monster rising from the abyss, the Clogger. Sewerlight is a dynamic 4-player, card-driven tactical board game. Players draw and play cards to deploy and move troops on the board, placing grates, triggering floods, and engaging in tactical combat as they vie for control over 5 ancient lanterns. A full game of Sewerlight takes up to 120 minutes, but can end before that if a player controls 3 of the 5 lanterns by the end of a round. Players start the game with 3 gold and a supply of 10 troops, with 1 troop already deployed in their base. The game is played over 6 rounds, each round broken down into 7 phases: turn order, recharge, income, deploy, move, combat, and the Clogger, or cleanup phase. The map consists of 13 spaces, or chambers, that are connected by tunnels. Troops are deployed and moved between chambers. Lanterns can be moved around the map. If uncontested, they can be carried by 2 or more troops. There can be only 1 lantern in any chamber, and lighthouse chambers provide scoring bonuses at the end of the game. Around the central Clogger chamber, 4 of the chambers are starting player bases, and the remaining 8 have randomized tiles placed over them that are revealed whenever a troop enters the chamber. Revealed tiles could be income tiles, light post tiles, tiles that crumble when left unmanned, or even tiles that deal damage. Beneath the surface of the board lurks the Clogger. When map tiles are destroyed or removed, the Clogger is exposed and will start to consume troops in those chambers. Dead troops enter an area on the board called the Abyss. Players have a limited supply of 10 troops and can only retrieve 1 troop back from the Abyss per round. The game comes with 10 unique, powerful factions that each have a special game-breaking ability and 2 unique Baron cards. During the setup, the unique Baron cards from each player's faction are shuffled into the main deck and can be used by any player during the game. Cards in the core deck have 2 main uses. A card can be discarded during the income phase to collect gold, or else played for its effect during a later phase, indicated by the icon in the top right corner of the card. For example, the Scout card can be discarded for 1 gold or played during the movement phase in order to look at an opponent's hand. The lightning icon indicates cards that can be played at any time, like the Whirlpool card. One of the most important events in the game is the Flood, which happens when a player plays a Flood card. When a Flood is triggered, a Flood path marker is placed pointing outwards on any tunnel connected to the troop who triggered the Flood. Floods can push troops along a Flood path and into an adjacent chamber, or smash them into grates to deal damage. If you're the one triggering the Flood, you may choose to be pushed by the Flood or not. However, if your troops are being pushed by an opponent, you have to move. Once triggered, a Flood path marker remains in place and is not removed until the end of the round. And if troops enter a chamber with a Flood path leading out of it, they are sucked 1 chamber along that path. Troops can carry a lantern when being pushed by a Flood, as long as they obey the normal carrying rules. Lanterns are otherwise unaffected by floods. Let's run through the phases. Turn order is where the starting player marker is passed 1 player clockwise, indicating the starting player for that round. Recharge is when players refill their hand to 5 cards from the deck, and players each move 1 troop from the Abyss back into their supply, if any. Income phase. Players discard up to 3 cards from their hand to collect the combined gold value from the bank. Passive income from any occupied income chambers is also collected during this phase. Deploy phase is when players pay to deploy their troops to the map at a cost of 2 gold per troop. A troop can be deployed to your home base or to reinforce your troops in the field, and you can make any number of deployments as long as you can afford it. Barons are special troops and are indicated by flipping a regular troop marker to the other side. Barons cost 2 gold as well, and each player may have 1 Baron troop deployed at any moment. When deployed, a Baron card is played into your play area, giving your Baron troop marker a special ability. You can deploy a Baron from any faction, but if it's from your faction, it costs nothing. Movement phase is one of the main phases of the game, where players make a single movement action with their troops between connected chambers. Any number of troops from a single group can be moved, up to the full number. However, troops can't move through grates, and no more than 2 different factions can occupy any one chamber. Combat phase. Any contested chamber with 2 forces in it must resolve combat during the combat phase. Each player may secretly choose up to 1 combat card, then both players simultaneously reveal their cards, if they are playing one. Resolve any card effects first, then troop damage. Troops deal and absorb 1 damage each. Baron troops are the last to take damage in a group of troops. The last phase is the Clogger or cleanup phase. Check for any Clogger damage to troops in exposed chambers. Flood path markers are removed, and players may discard any unwanted cards. Check for any unoccupied crumble tiles on the map and remove them. Lastly, check to see if any one player controls 3 lanterns. If not, play continues to the next round. To win, a player must control any 3 of the 5 lanterns by the end of a round. If no one has won this way by the end of the 6th round, the winner is decided by a simple scoring system. Each lantern you control is worth 1 point. If you control a lantern on a light post, it's worth 2 points, and ties go to whoever controls the black lantern. These are the basics of play, but further clarifications can be found in the full rules document. Learning to play Sewerlight may be straightforward, but the path to victory is full of unexpected twists and turns. Gameplay goes deep and provides an almost endless degree of emergent tactical situations that will require all your cunning at every turn. Dive into the gritty world of the sewers and prepare for a desperate tactical scrap with your friends. And may the Clogger have mercy on your soul.